What's up everyone, this is CyberKnight 8610, and today we're going to talk about 3 cards that were revealed for Legacy of the Valiant. These are cards I wanted to talk about earlier, but of course with all the Yu-Gi-Oh! News stuff we've had recently, you know, I hated to spam you guys too much with new videos. So here we go. First one we're going to talk about is Ghostrick Mary. Let's see, this is of course more support for the Ghost Rider type, which is pretty cool, and it has 100 attack, 1600 defense. It is a level 1 monster, dark and fiend of course, and here's its effect. Cannot be normal summoned unless you control a face-up Ghostrick monster, but it can be normal set. Once per turn, you can change this card to face-down defense position. When you take damage, you can discard this card and special summon one Ghostrick monster from your deck in face-down defense position. You can only use the effect of Ghostrick Mary once per turn. Basically, you know, like the other Ghostrick monsters, of course, you can normal set them unless there's another Ghostrick. I think like just about almost all of them, I think, have that type of effect. I don't know, I haven't tested Ghostricks too much. This makes me want to test them now that they're getting more support. The better effect about this, of course, is that when you take any kind of damage, then you can discard it and then go for another Ghostrick monster from your deck and then put it in face-down defense. So that's a pretty handy effect. You can search and get whatever Ghostrick you need, and also, I guess if you're in a bind or whatever, and you're getting attacked directly, then you can just discard this card and then go for a Ghostrick just to protect you, and maybe it will save you from losing the duel even. So yeah, either way, it can really come in handy. And of course, you can only use this effect once per turn, so you can't just have multiples of these and just keep going. I think it's going to be a great addition to Ghostricks. It's, like I said, it makes me want to test them out more. I know they're probably going to be getting more support, of course, than just this. And I've always liked the archetype, especially in the artworks. Like, even the artwork on this one is really nice. So yeah, it'll be something I might test out. Maybe we'll see some duels and maybe even a new deck profile whenever we hear about a few more of these cards. Alright, next up we have Bujin Arasuda. That's how or is it Arasuda? That's how I'm going to pronounce it. I don't know. That's best I can pronounce it. Anyway, it is light, level 4. Let's see, Beast Warrior, 1600 attack, 1900 defense. Its effect is if a Bujin monster you control or in your graveyard is banished, you can special summon this card from your hand. During your end phase, if you added a Bujin monster from your deck to the hand during this turn, except by drawing, while this card is face up on the field, you can draw 1 card, then discard 1 card. You can only control 1 Bujin Arasuda. Another great addition to the Bujin archetype. I mean, this archetype is really awesome. It's a shame that they're so expensive over here in the TCG as well, because I've been wanting to build them. The Xyz aren't too bad, but Yamato is like the expensive one. I think it's like $30 each right now. And, I mean, there's a reason for that. They are a really good archetype. Yeah, I mean, more support for this archetype's great. Another Beast Warrior, they could use that. I knew eventually they would start getting more Beast Warrior cards. I think this is the 3rd one they have, not counting, of course, the Xyz monsters, you know, because the Bujin Relic cards work only on Beast Warrior monsters. So, of course, you got to have a few of these. So I think that's going to really help in itself. And then with its effect, of course, when you if you have a Bujin monster that is in your graveyard or that you control that's just banished, you can special summon this card. So that in itself is pretty awesome. You can easily get this on the field, go for Xyz summons, or just use its own effect, which is pretty awesome too. So of course with that secondary effect, you can get some of the Bujin Relic cards that you need to the graveyard and use them. So that's another awesome thing. And of course you can only control 1 of these on the field. So not really a big problem. More than likely you'll use its effect or whatever, maybe even go for an Xyz monster or something, like I said, because it's an easy summon. Great addition to the archetype. Makes me want to use this archetype even more. If I can try to get a few more of the cards for it, I might even build them in the TCG. I don't know. I think it's a cool archetype. I love the art styles too. I know I say that a lot, but a lot of the new archetypes coming out are, you know, just the art alone makes me want to use them. And then the last card we're going to talk about today is Gravekeeper's Saniwa? I think it's Saniwa. Anyway, this is a level 10 Gravekeeper Dark Spellcaster monster, 2000 attack, 1500 defense. Its effect is you can normal summon this card by attributing 3 monsters or 1 Gravekeeper's monster. When this card is normal summoned, you can apply the number of the following effects up to the number of Gravekeeper's monsters that were attributed for the normal summon. Alright, the first effect is this card gains 100 attack for each level of the attributed monsters. The second effect is destroy all set monsters your opponent controls. The third effect is all monsters your opponent controls lose 2000 attack and defense. Yeah, Gravekeepers, you gain your new support and you're basically your new boss monster, I guess, right? It's great to see some new support for an older archetype, so I'm pretty excited about that. I'm still hoping for some more Amazona support and tunes, please. I know I keep asking for that, but come on. But yeah, it's great to see this. It's actually a pretty scary card, you know. You can just go with 1 tribute, or 3, and that can be pretty good. You can also, if you have a few of these, I guess you could gain access to a few XC monsters that are ranked 10s, like Gustav, for example. That's like the main one I guess most people use. Out of all the effects, I guess the last one is probably the best one, where all monsters your opponent controls lose the 2000 attack and defense, because that would be annoying, because pretty much it's gonna they're gonna have to just destroy this monster. It's the only way around that, really, because it's gonna be hard to run over it with attack points when you're instantly losing 2000 attack. The destroying all set monster your opponent controls is pretty cool. It'd probably work better against some decks, maybe even like Ghostricks or something. That would be a good card to use against. I wish it was set cards instead of monsters. That way it'd be almost like a heavy storm. Then it would be a little bit better. And of course, the first effect that it had, where it gains attack, that effect's just better if you attributed 3 monsters. And even then, of course, you're going to have access to all 3 of these effects. So yeah, I'm going to assume the main effect people are going to go for is the one where they lose 2000 attack and defense. But yeah, tell me what you guys think about these 3 cards. You know, it's new support for Ghostricks, Bujin monsters, and Gravekeepers, so that's pretty awesome. All 3 of these cards I think have really nice artwork, of course. I know I say it all the time, but they really do. I feel like Konami's really stepping it up with a lot of the artwork lately, and it makes me really want to use all 3 of these art types to test them out. I'm sure there's going to be more support for all these art types too with this pack, and we'll talk about them as soon as more is released, and maybe some deck profiles after we finally have some of these newer cards on like Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro or Dueling Network or something. So as always, thank you for watching. Remember to comment, rate, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. All the info will be in the description too. Alright? Later, guys.